The Into the Word Bible app has been released. Bible reading. Multiple choice Bible trivia with hints and explanations. Bible memory. Even gracious Havruta family devotions. You can install it by clicking the profile link on our channel. What condition was the man who ran to meet Jesus in the region of the Gerasenes in? A man possessed by an unclean spirit. In 1 Corinthians chapter 1 verse 13, Paul asked, "Were you baptized in the name of Paul?" What does this emphasize about the name in which baptism should be administered? Jesus Christ. In Isaiah 2-4, what were they told to beat their swords into? Plowshares. Which son did Rehoboam designate as his firstborn son and successor to the throne? Abijah. What was distinctive about Hezekiah's conduct? He walked uprightly before the Lord as his ancestor David had done. How were husbands told to treat their wives and not be harsh with them? With love. Which prophet conveyed God's response to King Hezekiah's prayer? Isaiah. In which year of King Hoshea of Israel did Hezekiah become king of Judah? The third year. How many days after being laid in the tomb did Jesus rise again? 3 days. Whom does one who serves Christ in this way also receive approval from, while pleasing God? People. In Revelation chapter 2, besides their deeds, toil, perseverance, and exposing false apostles, what else did the church in Ephesus do well? Hating the deeds of the Nicolaitans. Which nation did the Israelites first fight after the Exodus? Amalek. If you belong to Christ, whose descendants are you said to be? Descendants of Abraham. Since the Lord is the Spirit, what is there where the Spirit of the Lord is? Freedom. Which city did the Assyrian king Sennacherib return to and live in when he went back to his homeland? Nineveh. When was Gedaliah, whom Babylon appointed as governor, assassinated, and who was the murderer? Ishmael son of Nethaniah in the 7th month. Which of Jesus' disciples had once been a zealot? Simon called the zealot. Rather, speaking the truth in love, let us grow in every way into him who is the head. Who is he? Christ. In Psalm chapter 18, whom did the psalmist say he would praise, since he had been delivered from his enemies? The Lord. Who was the woman, daughter of King Ahab of Israel and Jezebel, who killed the royal heirs and seized the throne? Athaliah. Which city did Solomon order Shimei to remain in, and nowhere else? Jerusalem. Who was the first to preach after the Holy Spirit came in Acts? Peter. What sacrifice did the high priest offer as a sin offering? A young bull. Who were Noah's 3 sons? Shem, Ham, and Japheth. What was the name of the empire that destroyed northern Israel and later threatened the kingdom of Judah? Assyria. What judgment did the Lord pronounce against Ahaziah? He would not rise from his bed and would die. In Romans chapter 15, when Paul was about to deliver the relief offering for the believers in Jerusalem, which regions were the churches that collected it from? Macedonia and Achaia. What did Paul say in 2 Corinthians chapter 2 about why he had come to Troas? To preach the gospel of Christ. What did the Jews seek, and what did the Greeks seek? Signs, wisdom. How long was Rehoboam's kingdom strengthened? For 3 years. What was the name of the first woman God created for Adam? Eve. In what respect did Paul say he was not inferior to the super-apostles? Knowledge. Where did Jesus meet Mary Magdalene after his resurrection? Near the tomb. When the Moabites invaded after Elisha's death, what was the place where the men burying a man saw them and quickly threw the body in? Elisha's tomb chamber. What does Paul command believers to flee in 1 Corinthians chapter 6? Sexual immorality. Who became king of Israel after Jehu died? Jehoahaz. What did Abraham say the sign of circumcision was a seal of? The righteousness that comes by faith while uncircumcised. Where did Ahab build a temple and erect an altar for Baal? Samaria. Where did the Jews drag Jason and the brothers? Before the city officials. In 2 Corinthians chapter 4, whose death are we said to always carry in our bodies? The death of Jesus. Thanks for watching till the very end. We'd love to read your reflections and Bible insights in the comments. Your support through likes and subs helps us produce more Bible quizzes.